You talk to yourself more than you talk to anyone else on this planet. Every day, around 70,000 thoughts run through your mind, and guess what? You believe most of them, even when they're complete garbage. Let that sink in. You've been hypnotized by your own voice. And if that voice constantly says, "I'm not enough," "I can't do this," "I always mess up," congratulations, you're not unlucky, you're just heavily self-programmed. Because here's the truth. Your words are magic spells. They're either building your life or breaking it down. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop saying to yourself immediately, what to start saying instead, and how this one habit can rewire your confidence, your relationships, even your reality. And if you've ever caught yourself saying something cruel in your own head, this video is for you. So grab your coffee, silence your inner critic for 5 minutes, and let's reset your mind. Let's start with something shocking. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you say and what is real. When you tell yourself, "I'm stupid," your brain doesn't go, "Oh, just kidding, sarcasm." No, it takes it as a command. It rewires your emotional state, your posture, your decisions. Every "I am" statement you say becomes an identity cue. You are programming your subconscious mind with those two little words, "I am." I am tired. I am broke. I am anxious. I am not good enough. You say it enough times and your brain says, "Copy that. Let's make it true." That's why the law of assumption is so powerful and so dangerous when you don't understand it. This principle was first taught by Neville Goddard, a philosopher and mystic who believed that your assumptions, not your circumstances, are what truly shape your life. He wasn't talking about blind optimism or wishful thinking. He was talking about conscious creation using the power of belief to rewrite the story your mind keeps replaying. And here's what modern psychology confirms. Your brain acts like a loyal servant to whatever you assume is true. When you assume you're not good enough, your subconscious starts filtering the world through that lens. You notice rejection faster than praise. You see obstacles instead of options. You sabotage progress just to stay consistent with your assumption. It's not fate, it's programming. The law of assumption says, whatever you assume to be true about yourself and the world will eventually become true for you. Not because of magic, but because your mind, your focus, and your behavior will unconsciously work together to make it real. Your assumptions guide your attention, shape your habits, and influence your energy. They tell your nervous system what to look for, and your reality follows that script. If you assume you're unloved, your brain searches for proof. If you assume you're powerful, it does the same, but now you're collecting evidence of strength instead of weakness. That's why Neville called this law the secret to everything. Change your assumption, and you change your experience. It's not pretending, it's perceiving differently. And perception, in psychology, is the doorway to behavior, and behavior is what builds reality. So, if you assume you're unlucky, you'll subconsciously ignore opportunities. If you assume people don't respect you, you'll carry yourself in ways that invite disrespect. If you assume you're confident, you'll start acting like it and people will treat you accordingly. You are not what you wish. You are what you assume. And your assumptions are written in the language of your self-talk. So if your inner voice sounds like a bully, it's time for a serious personality makeover. Let's talk about some words you need to throw out like expired milk, because they stink. I can't. This one's classic. It's not even dramatic anymore. I can't is just lazy thinking. What you really mean is, I won't try because failing would hurt my ego. Say that instead, at least it's honest. Replace it with, I'm learning how. That single switch keeps your brain in growth mode. I can't shuts the door. I'm learning leaves it open. I'm so stupid. Your brain records that like a voice memo. Repeat it enough and you'll hesitate to try anything new because why bother? I'm stupid. Replace it with, I didn't know that yet. Add yet the magic word of progress. This always happens to me. Congratulations, you just turned one bad moment into a prophecy. This phrase is like hitting repeat on misfortune. Replace it with, this happened once, I'm learning from it. That's not denial, that's direction. I'm not enough. No, you're just comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Psychologically, this phrase wires your brain to search for evidence that you're lacking. And guess what? It'll find plenty because it always finds what it looks for. Replace it with, I'm already becoming who I need to be. Now your brain searches for progress instead of proof of failure. It's just who I am. No, that's who you decided to be and forgot you could change. That phrase is emotional quicksand. It keeps you stuck in outdated self-stories. Replace it with, I'm rewriting who I am. That's self-evolution in a sentence. These phrases aren't harmless. They're micro-hypnosis sessions. You're either your own therapist or your own worst hypnotist. Every time you speak, your subconscious is listening. So please stop talking trash in front of your brain. It's doing its best. Now, let's make this real. Neuroscience shows that your words literally change your brain structure. Every time you say something, you strengthen the neural pathways that align with that statement. So if you constantly say, I'm so anxious, you're reinforcing that pathway like doing bicep curls for stress. If you say, I'm calm under pressure, you're training your nervous system to respond accordingly. Words become wiring, and wiring becomes identity. MRI studies show that self-affirmation activates the reward centers in the brain, releasing dopamine and building resilience. So when you tell yourself good things, you're not being delusional positive. You're doing emotional brain training. You're building mental muscle. The same way you wouldn't call a workout delusional exercise, you shouldn't call self-belief delusional confidence. So next time someone says, you can't just talk your way into success, tell them, watch me. When you say something with emotion, you cast it into your subconscious, and your mind starts bending reality to match it. Say, I'm always late, and suddenly your time management sucks. Say, I'm so awkward, and watch your brain turn that into social stage fright. Say, I attract opportunities, and notice how you suddenly spot them everywhere. Because your brain's reticular activating system filters your world to match your beliefs. Tell it what to look for, and it obeys. You are the narrator of your life, and the tone you choose decides whether it's a tragedy or a comeback story. So if your inner dialogue sounds like an insult comic, it's time to fire that voice and hire a new one. Here's your new script. Instead of saying, I'm so behind, say, I'm exactly where I need to be. Instead of, I'll never get through this, say, I've survived everything so far. Instead of, I'm stuck, say, I'm just getting ready for my next level. Every word is a seed. Stop planting weeds. If you keep talking to yourself like your own worst enemy, you'll eventually believe it. You'll start treating yourself like someone you don't respect. And when you disrespect yourself long enough, you'll attract people who do the same. That's the real danger of negative self-talk. It doesn't just live in your head. It shapes your entire life. If you tell yourself you're not worth more, you'll stop asking for more. If you tell yourself you're always anxious, you'll stop trying to be calm. If you tell yourself you can't change, you won't even try. Your self-talk sets the thermostat of your potential. You can't live a high-vibration life with low-vibration language. So if you want to level up your life, start by leveling up your vocabulary. Never say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to someone you care about. You'd never look your friend in the eye and say, you're a failure. You'd never tell your little brother you'll never get better. You'd never tell someone who's hurting you're not enough. So why do you do it to you? The most powerful form of therapy you'll ever experience is changing how you speak to yourself when no one's listening. Talk to yourself like you matter. Because you do. You are always listening to you. And the words you speak to yourself today will either build your peace or destroy it. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for validation. Talk to yourself like you already are who you're becoming, because your words are painting your future in real time. If this video made you laugh, think, or feel called out, perfect. That means your brain is waking up. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're going to stop saying to yourself starting today? And share this with a friend who talks down to themselves, because maybe, just maybe, this video will be the moment they start talking back. Don't forget to subscribe to Mind Reset, where we turn psychology into power and remind you, you are the most important conversation you'll ever have.